Scott SYT asks, please discuss the historical use of wearing kilts while hunting in Scotland or England. Is it fact or fiction? Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they hunted.
How do you get your food if you don't hunt?
It's this is where you get into whether or not the kilt was a practical garment or an affectation. And at different times in history, it would be 6 one, half a dozen the other, or more of this or less of that, depending on who you're talking to. In other words, if you were born and bred in the Highlands in the age of the Great Kilt, it's what you wore. Just de facto, it's what you had to wear. That was your clothing. Done. If you get into the 19th century, then hunting in kilts became very de rigueur. You had gillies who were native Scotsmen who were wearing kilts because A, it was traditional, and B, it was part of the uniform in a sense. It gave them that certain gravitas to the people who employed them, and those people who were employing them were aristocrats or well-to-do merchant class people who came up to Scotland for the hunting, and very often owned estates in Scotland, which could get us into a whole discussion on the clearances, which I'm not going to do.
Can I interject for 1/2 second? Define what gilly is.
Okay, yes, a gilly. Sorry, a gilly is basically the guy who shows you around. He's your native guide. He helps you get through the hills, find where the game is, and brings along the equipment so that you can actually shoot the game and then get it back home. They're basically the experts. They're the sometimes they were also the groundskeepers. They were sometimes attached to an estate. Sometimes they were freelance. They just worked for whoever came up for the season. So if you're used to it and you're comfortable in it, and it was your chosen garment, then yeah, kilts offer a good deal of freedom of movement on a practical level. So plenty of people hunt in them even to this day. You don't have to worry about brambles and going through the forest so much when you're hunting in Scotland. You're going up into the hills. You're going up into the rocky glens and such. If you were a Victorian gentleman coming north to Scotland to do the thing, then it was more of an affectation. It was more of the fashionable thing to do to show that you had that that rustic strength. Yes, like I'm down with the locals.
I'm one of you.
I'm one of you. Some of them were. Honestly, but for some of them, it was just an affectation. But did they hunt in them? Absolutely. Yeah. There's a book in my office somewhere on, it's like Life in Aberdeenshire or something like that. And it talks about the gillies quite a bit. There's some great photographs of gillies from Balmoral and other, famous estates where they've got the gaiters and the tweed jackets and the hunting frocks and the kilts and all that stuff. So yeah, they did it.
Nice.
I'm not sure if that answers the question precisely. I hope it does. But it's not a myth. People did and do hunt in kilts.